Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, a happy Monday to you all. Hopefully your week is off to a great start, or if you're watching sitting near the point in the week, hopefully having a great day nonetheless. We continue with the latest fromis drop after what feels like 94,000 years since we had hashtag Mina on the Unlock My World album. We have brand new music. The title track, titled Supersonic, was absolutely magnificent indeed, as is expected from Fromist9 at this point. And now, of course, we have the B-sides to get through. Two B-sides, Beat the Heat and Take a Chance. Fortunately, this era is only a single, and ideally we would have gotten at least a mini album from this, but the fact that we have new music, I'm not going to complain too much. And also, I mentioned this in the title track listen along as well, but that album up there is the Kwanumbi The Flash single album, also 3 tracks long, and in my opinion, her best work yet, and one of the best single albums that's dropped out of K-pop. 3 back-to-back-to-back high-energy bangers on that album. Fromis are more than capable of doing just that, and we're already 1 for 3 on the album. So let's take a gander at what the other B-sides are going to be like. And for some reason, all Hybe-related female artists, minus New Jeans, gets their album listens content ID'd for me whenever I try and do an album listen. For me and Fromist9, we were doing okay when they were still under OTR, but as soon as they moved to Pledis, their album listens have been blocked. So if you're watching this over on YouTube, there's a very high chance that whatever you're watching is going to be chopped up. If that is the case, there'll be a link, a top link in the description down below will take you off-site where you'll get the uncut album listen along entirely for free. Don't have to pay anything. All I have to do is just click a link and it'll take you to the uncut version. So let's check out what the new music is like, shall we? Here we go! Right, I don't usually read the album credits of the title track when we do the title track, so I'm going to read that very quickly before I get started with the B-side. So, this is track number 1, titled Supersonic, the title track, lyrics by Jo Soo-jin, Zaya153, Junbas, Hong Eun-hwe of Jam Factory, Mary Jane of La La Studio, Jong Eun-ki of La La Studio, Baek Gom, Yoel Malka, Josh McClellan, Louise Friksveen. Composition: Baek Gom, Yoel Malka, Josh McClellan, Louise Friksveen, Jin Jeon, Hwang Jae-hyun. Which now takes us to the first of the B-sides, track number 2, titled Beat the Heat, lyrics by Jo Soo-jin, Miss Romse and Jiwon, hell yeah, Annalise Morelli of Liar, Giselle Acevedo of Liar. Composition: XXLO. I forget how you pronounce their producer tag. Ondine, Annalise Morelli, and Giselle Acevedo of Liar, alongside Jinsol. Arrangement by XXLO and Jinsol. I'm pretty sure we've covered some music with Annalise Morelli and Giselle Acevedo. Getting both Sedom and Megan lyrical credits is super cool. Unfortunately, there aren't any lyric videos out because it is quite literally 6:30 and no one has dropped lyric videos yet, so let's just send it one time. It's snappy. It's already got the synthesizers that I'm excited for. I was not expecting the beat to come back after that. Wait, what? It's really pretty. Also very bright, like really bright. I'm not complaining about that, don't get me wrong. What an interesting scale to walk that down with. Hello, harmonies. Thank you, fake drop. Okay, if it was an anti-drop, I was going to be a little bit upset, but it's just a fake one. Everyone relax. Oh my goodness. Chaeyoung bringing it in that second verse almost felt like she was going free meter. I could not find the beat anywhere in that. First, I'm pretty sure that was Chaeyoung. Oh god. That's such an interesting scale they use. That kind of talk box bass line adds a little bit more energy than the first time around. Straight into the bridge though. How are they going to do this final chorus? Oh, is that how they finish it? Oh, give me. Oh, I wanted one more time around with the chorus and then maybe an outro at the end. But that's me being very selfish indeed. And you know, knowing the current K-pop economy, the song being just a few seconds under 3 minutes is actually a decent length song, which makes me sad indeed. But, that's a little bit of a roller coaster, isn't it? I'm not the biggest fan of the anti-drop. Especially when the pre-chorus beforehand is really good. So this song had me really worried. But then that second half of the chorus came around and all was well. All was well in the world. But yeah, this one's nice. Again, very bright, very high energy. It's unashamedly bright, which honestly, in a pop song, I love. I love an unashamedly bright pop song. Because you feel every single ounce of that brightness, that energy. Just you feel so light on your feet when you listen to a song like this, and it's just so fun. But ultimately, for me, it's the way they develop this song. It really takes you on a journey, because the song starts in a way where, you know what, since it's a 2-track album, let's just treat these like MVs. Genuinely, trying to find the meter on this song sometimes is very difficult, because they've got some really interesting syncopations going on in the rhythm side of things, that if you don't know what rhythm to look for, you can't find where the major beats are immediately, so you're left thinking, it's like that weird kind of limbo phase. You're like, there's the main beat. And maybe that's just my musical brain kicking in a little bit too hard, but it's one of those songs that makes my musical brain tick a little bit extra, and I like it when that happens. This walking bass part. This walking bass part with the quite light but quite high vocal part is really rather nice. It kind of reminds me of My Little Society era B-sides, I think. What, Mulgogi and Weather were My Little Society, right? They're not, like, sound-wise, they're not the same, but stylistically, it's very familiar. And it's got, like, the brightness of a song from maybe that era, but it's got the kind of refinement from your, you know, say your hashtag, like, Unlock My World era, and the way the song starts is just, like, for me and my musical taste, I can lock into it. And then, of course, there's a high note in here somewhere. and then it just resets back. Here's me thinking, oh, I was an Eyes One Ult back when they were still around, so having a nice punchy brass section come in on a pre-chorus like that is a little bit familiar to me. It's a little bit nostalgic for me in a way. I quite like it when a song really switches it up, because it gets your attention while you're listening to it. And then all of a sudden, it goes back to what it was beforehand, and it's like, wait, but come back, I was really liking that, and I find that composition style very interesting. It's very attention-catching for me. There's no traits of that brass section anywhere anymore. And at this point, you know, now that we're getting properly into that chorus section, I think, or this might be the pre-chorus coming up here now, but it feels, the way this verse ends with, I think that's Hayoung, right? Yeah, with the way Hayoung ends this section of the verse, it really kind of gives me brighter version of Me Now. I think the pace, like the tempo of it is very similar. There's a feeling of it that's very similar, but it just feels like a distant relative of Me Now with the way it kind of grooves and how soft it is on the ears, and I really like that. Might be one of the prettiest sections from a Fromosnine song ever for me. And they've done some really good music, but this little like pre-chorus might be the prettiest Fromosnine section in a song I've ever heard from them. It's so nice. It starts off very treble heavy, and then you get the bass that slowly creeps in as that instrumental section starts to step down the scale a little bit. You get some really nice vocal harmonies going on through that, like... And then... it's just... it's so pretty. Oh my god, it's so pretty. That's making it on the moments from songs list for the end of the year. Guaranteed stamp of approval. Then chorus. Now, admittedly, it's not the biggest anti-drop in the world, and I know I paused in the middle of the vocal harmony section. I can only apologize for that, but it's not the most prominent, I guess, anti-drop in the world. There's still a decent amount of movement, like the bass is still pitched, the vocal parts are still pitched. It's just when you follow that glorious pre-chorus with this initial drop, anything that isn't like blows the ceiling off the building bright and loud is going to feel like an anti-drop. But it's a setup. It's a false front, and it's, oh, it got me, man. Because now that proper drop is here, and this is that blow the roof off the place bright and loud that we were waiting for, right? That, where the heck is the meter during this Cheon section here? And I'm pretty sure this is Cheon, right? God, wait, what? I'm going to find this. Okay, so she starts every kind of line on the offbeat of one. That's cool. It's again one of those things where it's a moment within a song that my musical brain's really like essentially keeping an internal metronome of where this song is. All of a sudden, that concept is gone because and nothing is falling on the major initial beat anymore. So now it's like, where are we now? Oh god, hold on a second. And then once the beat kicks in, we're back in. So cool, so cool. And now we move on to what is unfortunately the final song on the album. This is track number 3, titled Take a Chance. Lyrics by Romse, Iseron, Park Ji-won, Lee So-yeon, or 3 members, alongside Diedrich Todt, Sebastian Todt, Ellen Berg, Moa Kazio, Pia Karlbecker. Composition: Diedrich Todt, Sebastian Todt, Ellen Berg, Moa Kazio, Pia Karlbecker. Very familiar names. Very, very familiar names. I wonder, alright, drop your guesses. Is this going to be high energy banger? Is this going to be soft, gentle ballad? Either way, I'm looking forward to it. I can't pass judgment yet. I like the low vocal start though. I hear that driving synth. Peep the vocal harmonies, peep the synth work, oh my goodness. Why is this giving me like a modern version of Clover from... When was Clover? Is that Two Heart era or Dugan Dugan era? Yeah, it's neither a ballad nor an uppity banger, but it sits right in the middle with a terrific synth line. And I like that second verse is vocally higher now. This first one was quite low. We're ramping up the range a little bit. God damn, this is pretty. Sorry, I just clocked onto the fact this is a post-chorus. Really cool way of cutting out the middle in this bridge. You just got bass and you got high vocals. Now you don't get any bass at all. Who's up there on the ad-libs this time? If you take a chance. If you take a chance. And we get the postcards to finish. And a bona fide outro too. Double length outro? Chance on me tonight. Oh, it's a 3.5 minute song in this economy. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Fromist9. That's wonderful. And look, already off rip, this is a 3 out of 3 album. This is perfect. Hey, when I mentioned earlier that this album very well could retain that super high quality and just come out with banger after banger after banger, a la Miss Umbi's The Flash that I have back there. This Supersonic album, exactly the same way. It's not 3 high energy banger after banger after banger like the Umbi album was, but it's 3 quality tunes back to back to back. You got 3 different flavors of fromis, all of them spectacular. But let's talk about Take a Chance properly, though. I love a good synthy song, and the song, you know, being a little bit slower paced than it is, it's sonically similar to what a fan song would be like, I think, in terms of just how the song listens, the pace that it goes, and that's why I mentioned earlier, and I still do think that this is the spiritual successor to Clover off of whatever album Clover was on. I'm pretty sure it was Dugun Dugun, that album, right? I'm going to make myself look a fool if I am incorrect, so I am going to unashamedly look them up on Spotify. Fromist9. Oh, actually, first of all, I'm gonna playlist this entire album because it's wonderful. Clover was from Dugun Dugun era. Good. My memory is still okay when it comes to the Fromist9 discography, but it just screams fan song to me in the best way possible, because fan songs are always super sincere and you feel that through the music. Take a Chance has that sincerity to it, but there's an extra little level of just magic in this song that for me makes it so fun to listen to. And of course, because this is my channel, I can do what I want. Go again. I thought with the way the synthesizer was going to start, we were going to get something like Moontail's Starlight from 2521, with the kind of cheesy 90s synth part. I'm not upset by how much synth is in this song, though. I love a good synthesizer part. This song has a really good synthesizer part. Honestly, is this Chaeyoung's era, like, musically for me? Because usually I have like a mental breakdown when it comes to one member in a certain era. Like, I still remember 9-Way Ticket was like the Soyeon era for me, where I just absolutely lost my marbles at what she was doing to me. But I feel like I'm noticing a lot of Chaeyoung parts in this album. Cool. I bet Kaya is gonna have a lot of fun with this album, being the very vocal Chaeyoung stan that they are. Hopefully you enjoy this one, Kaya. But the low vocal start, we've gotten this on, I think, all 3 songs in some capacity, right? Maybe not so much in Beat the Heat, but Supersonic, we got a very clear low vocal moment through the verses. Take a Chance starts in this really nice low vocal, which ramps up in verse 2. And I just think that, you know, a girl group showcasing that low vocal, I think, is always going to work, because you don't really associate low vocals with a female group, right? So, for example, like a song like Tribe's Diamond from this year, rest in peace Shinseon Tiger, but that song in general just has the vocal sitting so low, and it makes the listening experience so cool. Take a Chance and Supersonic, exactly the same thing. Of course, it's not all low. Do you hear all the harmonies going on? Take a chance tonight. Oh, that if you take a chance tonight, I love the cadence that it's delivered, and I love the melody. You know what? Give me this entire chorus again. This is such a good chorus. With the constant vocal harmony, it's got really nice rhythm, the melody's super nice. If you take a chance. If you take a chance tonight. And then the post-chorus, I definitely missed it the first time around, I think, but it's just so nice to listen. I know, I feel like I need to articulate that better, but it genuinely is just so nice to listen to. It's unbelievable how nice this entire album is to listen to. And the fact that, you know, this song is... I love this song already, right? It's got a ton of stuff that I love about it, but it lasts forever. You really get your money's worth. Like, this is your value pack from its 9 songs. It's 3.5 minutes long. Oh, and it's 3.5 minutes of musical glory, and it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. I am getting overly excited about this. I need to wrap this up quickly. Look, for me and my kind of adventure into fromis_9, it all started last year, pretty early last year. I'll retell the story very quickly. I'll give you like TLDR of it, but I saw a tweet back when it was still called Twitter, from Kaya, or the Safe Cave, dropping a tweet about how they wanted to see more reactors check out Fromis. I took that up as a challenge. We did their entire title track discography, or like, we did their entire title track collection. We did a handful of B-sides, which then evolved into doing every single song that fromis_9 has ever done. I mean that quite literally. OSTs, special singles. I don't think we ever did the individual member stuff, mainly for time constraints, but in terms of their music, I am essentially entirely caught up with what fromis_9 have done. And that entire adventure showed me one thing, and it was that fromis_9's music is gonna be a lot of fun. So much fun that they named the title track that. And it's still one of the quirkiest and absolute blasts of a song to listen to. But the point I'm trying to get at is, my favorite album that fromis_9 had dropped in their entire collection so far for me was My Little Society. It was the era that I knew the least about, and the era that left the most impact on after I finished listening to it. That album was ridiculously fun to listen to. And in terms of specific B-sides that I really like, of course we had No Weather and Munugogi off of that album. But that just, like, last album, Unlock My World, dropping Attitude out of nowhere, bro. Attitude has me in a chokehold. It's such a good song. Like, I listen to that and Weekly's Backwards back to back every single time it pops up on shuffle. I will go out of my way to queue up one or the other so that I can enjoy them both in the same time period. But with me and the Supersonic album, I know it's a short album, but it genuinely might be giving My Little Society a run for its money in terms of how much I like it. And sure, there's some recency bias behind it as well, but genuinely, I cannot fault the Supersonic album at all. Well, apart from the fact that it's only 3 songs on it, I can't fault it whatsoever. There's nothing in any of the songs that I would change. There's nothing in any of the songs that I would alter or replace or anything. This album for me is perfect. It's exactly what I was looking for from a Fromis album. Where does it rank in terms of girl group albums I've listened to this year? That is an entirely different question, because let me tell you, the girl groups this year are really turning up the heat this time around. Like, it's not even funny how good the girl group music has been this year. But the Supersonic album is ridiculous. It's so good. And yes, we did have to wait a very long time for it, but I'm going to bring up Weekly again, but Weekly's Colorized album from last year, we had to wait what felt like, 2 years almost for a Weekly release, and they dropped Album of the Year for me. Fromis with Supersonic, it's been like a year. How long has it been since Me Now? It's been like a year. It's been over a year at least, right? In like a year and probably like 2-3 months, maybe 4 months. But they've dropped a 3-track single, and it might be in the running for my girl group album of the year. And that's no cap. With the quality that the girl groups have dropped music for this year, this is, for me, right now, in contention for album of the year for the girl groups. That's crazy. And honestly, if we have to keep waiting this long for brand new music and it's of this quality, yes, I'm gonna be upset by the length of the wait, but when the music comes, I'm not gonna be upset by it for too long. Like this time, I am upset by the fact that we have to wait over a year for new Fromis music, but after listening to it, I'm not mad at all. This is tremendous. Oh, hopefully you all enjoy this as well, because for me, this is just terrific. It's genuinely terrific. And I could not have asked for, apart from the number of tracks, I could not have asked for any more than this. But I'm going to wrap it up here before I waffle your ears off any longer. Thank you all for listening along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today: let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day today. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.